Ryan and I, this kid over here, he and I are getting married. I really hope that you will join us along this wonderful adventure of wedding planning bliss. And we'll just see what happens. I think it'll be good.
Hey everyone, I just did a really cool project a couple weeks ago involving the burlap pennants that we sell at lightsforalloccasions.com. This is a project that I did for Ryan and I's wedding that's coming up here shortly. And basically what I did was I made, out of the triangular ones, I made a Ryan and Chelsea banner. And I think what we're gonna do with that is hang it from stanchions in front of the venue so people know where to turn, like where the entrance is for the venue, because it kind of sneaks up on you from the street. So we're gonna do that just so people know where they're going. And then we did a thank you one that will hang on front of the gift table. And then Ryan and I will probably take a picture with it as well so we can send out thank you cards after the wedding. And I just wanted to show you really quick how I did this because I did look up tutorials and things and I learned a couple things along the way. So I thought it might be nice to share those with you. So basically what I did is there's this freezer paper that you can get at pretty much any grocery store. It comes in a big roll. It's usually over by like the tin foil and the saran wrap and all that kind of stuff. And you can make stencils out of this. And the nice thing about this freezer paper is that it has a shiny side and then it has a dull side. And so you cut it with the shiny side, that's the side you're gonna put down, and you can adhere that to your burlap by ironing it. And it's really nice because it makes it stick long enough that you can use it as a stencil and keep the paint from seeping under, but you can pull it off pretty easy when you're done without damaging your burlap. And I just wanted to show you what happened. So the tutorials that I saw, they suggested you paint with a rolling foam brush. And so I did that, and you can probably see that the paint seeped under the edges, like along here. And so I just wanted to show you a better way to do that. First of all, so I cut this stencil. I did this on my Silhouette machine, which is really nice because it's really fast and easy. If you don't have a Silhouette machine though, that's totally fine. You can just cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and that works just as well. It's just obviously a little bit more time consuming. So what you're gonna do is take your stencil that you've cut out, and you want to line it up. So you want it to be even from the top, and then you want it to be in the center of your pennant as well. Just gonna do that. And then you just take your iron, and you might need to play with the heat settings a little bit just to get it to the point where it's gonna make your paper stick. And remember, you want the shiny side down, and you also wanna make sure you have something under while you're ironing. Obviously, don't want to damage any surfaces. And I find it's easier just to kind of push it rather than doing like swiping motions, because that can tend to make the stencil crinkle in on itself. And the nice thing about this stuff too is that if you do happen to get it on there and it's not centered the way you want it to, it's pretty easy to peel it off and then iron it on there without damaging the stencil. So this is the part you have to be careful with because you don't want your paint seeping under. So instead of using a rolling brush like I saw in all the tutorials, I just use one of these black foam brushes. They're really cheap at the craft stores, pretty much any craft store. Even Walmart, I think, carries them. And so you're gonna put a little paint, and you wanna dab the excess paint off as well, because that'll help keep it from seeping under the edges of your stencil. And then you just want to dab in your stencil, and you can you can vary the thickness of paint just depending on the opacity of the lettering that you want. You can do several layers of paint if you want it darker, or you can just leave it kind of thin and it'll give it a more vintage worn look. And this blue one, we're hanging from stanchions, and people are supposed to see it from the street, so I definitely want it on the darker side, given it is navy blue paint on burlap, so it shouldn't be too hard to see. So then you're just gonna peel this off And hopefully this worked, because that would be really awkward if I told you this is how you should do it and it all had seeped under the edges. It's looking pretty good though. And just be careful when you're pulling your stencil off that you don't let it touch the other parts of your burlap, or you're gonna get paint from your stencil onto your clean burlap. Sometimes it comes off in pieces, and that's perfectly fine. Awesome. So here is the finished product. And you can see, just in comparison to this one that I did originally, this one looks a lot cleaner than this one with its messy edges. This one's a lot sharper. And so obviously I'm using this for Ryan and I's wedding, and so they're great for wedding decor. You can use them for various themed weddings, whether it be like rustic or shabby chic or vintage. We're doing more of like a shabby chic themed wedding. So that's what we're using this for, but they're also really great for holiday decor. They're just really versatile. Use them for pretty much any holiday you want to. Just get creative with them. And I've also seen a lot of people embellish these like with ribbon, or they put fabric flowers on them. You can dress them up if you want them a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more fancy for your wedding. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you can go and create something awesome with these burlap banners. I wish you luck and see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for watching Ryan and Chelsea's wedding series. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss an episode.